So I think that's really the lead that keeps the changes. Really the cheap oil and the energy that powers society and our lifestyle, and the people at the top must ensure that they keep us content and happy with this lifestyle, even though we are piling up more and more debt. But as long as we don't have to pay this future generations problems, and we can kick the can down the road a little bit, and keep living the illusion, not many people will really want to change or understand or question the world. And so I'm going back to what you just said, that most people are really happy with the system as it is. They feel reassured, the big daddy, whatever, it's there, and they watch TV, they see these reassuring clowns there, and it's all good. Christmas, you feel good, you have to consume, you have to buy, and then it's it's all there, and it gives security to the people. Although if you ask me, I think we are slowly committing a collective suicide. The system is really pushing us toward at the moment slow but maybe accelerating collective suicide. But as long as we don't have evidence in the reality, in everyday reality of this collective suicide really in our face, we will not really see it, I think, and therefore most people will not react or try to change the way society works.
What I've been trying to do recently in my own life and in the world around, and I find that the two really mirror each other, because I think when you feel good within yourself, you do look out at the world in a different way, and you just feel more constructive, maybe you find out something negative, but you don't see that as a bad thing. You don't let it get you down, you just accept it. So I said this gradual changes. I think what I'm trying to do is look at my own life on an everyday basis, and then look at life on an everyday basis, and really get down to the nitty-gritty. Like if we look across this park, we say, what are the people doing, why are they doing it, and what belief system propels them into certain action. That, it's not so complicated to see people just walking by the river like we were doing anyway. It's not really that, but it's definitely this continuity and a feeling of safety. I think you've got hit the nail on the head there. Safety and security.
Reassuring.
Even if it's not possibly really even real security, it's just a feeling of security. And so I think it's
our security is based on somebody else's misery, this resource plundering. Obviously for us security it ensures that the permanence and the continuity of our unsustainable lifestyle. But if we look at the broader picture, you can see all the misery that this is causing in other countries for many other people. But as long as we don't see them, and TV obviously will never show this, always with the goal of reassuring us and keeping us going. As long as we don't see this, then it doesn't happen, it doesn't exist.
Because actually I remember in 2005 when we had the London bombings, I wasn't actually in the country then, but I had friends who were in London, and I think that what happened was within a couple of days there was a lot of my friends there were saying they were trying to show resilience and trying to kind of that argument of we won't let the terrorists stop us. And I think that resilience, in a way, almost looks like just returning to normal life as quickly as possible. Like that's almost more important. I'm not talking about for people who are actually involved in it, but for the people who were living in London, weren't possibly involved in the bombings, but were obviously in the city and felt the shockwaves. I think there's such an urgency to get back to normal life. And it was, it's considered to be resilient behaviour. That was quite interesting.
Yeah, very powerful. we can really say that we are still in that phase. Most people are still in denial, and they have the luxury to be able to live in denial because of the energy conditions and the resources that we still have, and wrongly think we can keep on wasting and and so let us see how long the ride lasts.
Yeah. It's going to last a long time.
You think so?
I think if you had to make a prediction, which I think is kind of useless because we don't know, but do you think if we were sat here this time next year we would see anything? Anything would have happened? Because you could argue that Snowden's quite a big story. I mean, it is really, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem to have had a great effect.
How many people are really paying attention and heeding what he said and what he revealed?
I mean, I spent a short time in London, and to be honest, just the stress of just because I wasn't working, I was trying to find some work, and just the stress of dealing with that. I was still trying to do other activist things, and because that's kind of the reason I was there. But it takes a lot of your mental energy to just deal with the day, really. But what can something that I kind of preach to a lot of people is sort of minimalism, which I imagine you're a fan of. Or I don't mean minimalism as a kind of art form, but minimalism as a way of life. Yeah, there is something kind of just really liberating about it, and I think that's one thing you can do. Obviously, improve your diet and try not to eat too heavy food, too toxic laden food, and everything.
Don't intoxicate your mind with TV and newspapers.
Yeah. You kind of just try and prevent too much more heaviness than you need, because life is heavy enough on the head.
Unclutter.
Yeah, declutter.
Declutter.
That's it.
That's the right word.
Yeah, both symbolically and metaphorically and actually. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I think we're good, and let's end on a positive note, saying that probably next year this time something will have changed, and we endeavor to come back here and to discuss maybe and to say to remark on what has changed and what the positive changes have been.
So I did forget to talk about Syria, because I think that was fairly significant. There's always a chance that all these things are kind of gerrymandered, as you might call it, manipulated, and who knows. But it seems like, again, I was arguing with this family member that he was saying, how can you change anything without joining an organisation of some kind? And I said, well, it's not always an obvious tangible change in terms of a policy decision. That's not the only thing that would be considered a positive change. And I was just giving the theory that I can't prove at all, that the Syria no vote and the public reaction to Syria and the fact that it didn't happen might be because of this slight groundswell of awareness. Who knows? I can't prove that, but I don't think it's beyond possibility.
Something is moving.
Something's moving, yeah.
Something is brewing.
And it's the ducks. Okay. Should we finish there?
I think so. So let us wish the few people who are listening to this,
both of you,
a year of joy and mindfulness, and serenity, and question everything, really.
Questioning everything.
Don't be too harsh on yourself. Do it with joy if you can, and take it easy. But don't stop asking yourself questions. And,
self-development, learning, all those old favourites. Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.